Hello and welcome. Today I want to talk about changing the defaults in Word to APA style. So this way, every single time you open up a new blank document, it'll come in formatted for APA. So there's four easy steps. So basically, the first thing we'll do is change the default fonts to Times New Roman 12 point, change the spacing to double space, change default headings 1 through 4 to Times New Roman 12 point, and also add a check so that you put an extra space behind a period in a sentence. Okay, so let's get started. So here I am in Word with a default document, and basically what I'm going to do is change the default. So normally it would be Calibri 11 would be the default setting in Word, but we're going to change that to Times New Roman 12. And down here in the lower right hand corner, you will see for the font area, you will see going to the advanced settings. So if we go to advanced, make sure this is clicked on Times New Roman, regular, 12 point. And now what we're going to do is go down to the bottom and click Set as Default. It'll ask you, this document only? No, you want all documents based on this template. And you hit OK. Okay, so now step one is complete. Now we go over to Paragraph, and we go to Advanced Settings. And down here we change it from single space to double space. Come down and hit Set as Default, and then it'll say this document only. No, we want all documents based on the template. Okay? And now we go over to the styles. And so if we click on heading 1, we right click it and hit Modify. And then what we want to do is change it to Times New Roman, 12 point, bold. Make sure that it's center justified, and click new documents based on this template at the bottom and hit OK. We want to rinse and repeat for headings 2, 3, and 4. And so I'll modify. Now in this one, it's Times New Roman, it's 12, it's bold, but it's right justified. So remember that. And check your APA manual to make sure that you're setting all these correctly. Again, the trick is to click new documents based on this template and hit OK. And do headings 3 and 4 as well. You're never going to get to heading 5, I doubt, unless you're doing some other great stuff like some mathematics, text, and things like that. So basically, now that we've got all that done, we have the final step, which is basically to check for a period. So I'll go to File, the File tab, Options, and then Proofing. And down basically near the center, it says Writing Style. And it says Grammar Only. You hit Settings. And then under the Require, the third item down, spaces required between sentences. And you click 2. It's probably don't check or defaulted at 1, but click 2. And we'll show you how that looks. So anyway, and hit OK. Check out of that. So now if I go File, New, and I click on Blank Document, you'll notice everything's set at Times New Roman. The headings are set at Times New Roman. Everything's set. So why did I do all that? Well, now when I start typing, the brown fox ran through the square. You can see it's double spaced, it's Times New Roman 12, and the nice thing is the document will not try to default to other things. It'll always revert back to Times New Roman 12. So you won't get halfway through your document and realize now it's single space, now it's a different font. It's always going to be the same, which is very handy. Now the other thing I can do is I can select this, change it to a heading, and it automatically creates the heading the way it's supposed to be. The nice thing about headings is if you're creating a table of contents, you can insert a table of contents once you have at least one or two headings down, and the table of contents will automatically update as you add headings. You actually have to click on it, right click on it and say update field, but it'll populate those. And while you're working on the document, you can actually collapse the different areas. So if you have multiple areas, the shark, the gray shark. Now I can collapse the brown fox, but still be working on the gray shark, or vice versa, right? So it's just kind of a handy way to go through the document. I mentioned the gray shark period swam south. Okay, now you can see right here that it checked that I only had one space after the period. So if I right click on this and click on the period, it'll automatically justify it out for me. So that's just handy. I'm really bad at putting two spaces behind a period, and the people in my cohort have constantly edited my documents to say you're supposed to put an extra space in there. So it's an APA thing, not really for me, but hey, what can you say? All right, well, I hope that this helped. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Thank you so much. Have a great day.